and welcome to this edition of Issues and Insights. I'm Gina Ryan, Director of Hardin County Educational and Community Television, and I'm joined by a band of community outlaws. No, they're actually great cheerleaders and leaders for the city of Radcliffe. We have Mayor J.J. Duval and council member, but also chair of the Cultural Festival, Toshi Murrell. Do I need to read your name?
No,
okay.
You're fine.
Okay. And then finally, but not least, is Jason Basham, who is with the large knife company with the museum over near Boundary Oak. So if you haven't been there, you need to go there. It's a great visit. So we've got a lot going on in Radcliffe in the next few weeks, and we're going to talk about specifically the weekend of 9/11. And it's an important weekend nationally, because of course the anniversary is the 20th anniversary of that terrible accident or tragedy, but it's also a time to celebrate in Radcliffe. So Mayor, first off, just kick off what's going on in Radcliffe and the role that you have.
Yeah, so well, thanks for having us here. Obviously, 9/11 coming up on 20 years this year. Last year with COVID and everything going on, everything being postponed, we were able to, and I think one of the good things about what we're trying to do, before the city's always used to do everything. We took on all roles and all responsibilities. And so having Toshi and Jason, not only being a council member, but a business owner here willing to step up and support doing events and having things going on in our community, obviously we're excited about. So on September 10th, we have an event that Jason's going to be talking about. And then on September 11th, we're going to be hosting our city parade. Last year, of course, it was canceled. We had it back in 2019. We partnered with the cultural committee to do that. And so it was celebrating our diversity. It's the first year I came back as mayor, and we were able to put our parade back out. And then, of course, with the committee, Toshi was looking at her and Pam, and then the committee members themselves put together, we were able to have that parade. So we were excited about it, and then we were looking forward to pushing through to 2020. Obviously, we couldn't do it. So we're excited again to be able to do our parade here. Route's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be September 11th. And the theme that we're using is celebrating everyday heroes. And so it celebrates everyone from our first responders down to our nurses, all the way to our pizza delivery guys, because they all were still working. It celebrates our employees that we have. It celebrates the workers that they have in their businesses, people that still got up, went to work, and obviously kept our communities going. So, but that morning it starts off, the Optimist Club is doing a pancake breakfast. That's going to be back at Colvin Community Center. And, in the years past that they've done that, it's kind of the way I grew up. And you probably remember this. For the parade, all the politicians, everybody gathered in one spot. You had them, talking and fellowshipping and everything. So obviously we're going to do back at Colvin. Starts at 7 a.m., 7 to 10. And Toshi, how much was the ticket?
$5 adults, $3 for children.
It's great.
Yeah.
Great price
So
there.
Parade will start at 10. Obviously, so we changed the route this year because we kind of condensed it because the cultural festival is going to be located at City Hall. So we kind of wanted to end the parade where the festival was going to be. So we're actually doing the old Christmas route. Do you remember the Christmas route?
Yes.
So we're coming off of Deepwood, coming down Lincoln Trail, and then going to turn into Freedom's Way. And so we're going to be lining people up that morning on State Street. So we'll have some road closures that morning. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're excited about it. And if you still want to sign up,
That's what I was going to say. How do people get their float?
So you can go to our city website, which is www.radcliffe.org, and it has some links through there to sign up. So we're still taking applications. Years past we've had 100, 150, 175 people. This year we got about 100 applicants out, and we got some people return them. So we're excited. We want to see people come out, and we look forward to a great weekend that these guys are going to talk about too. So
that'd be awesome. Now with the parade, any type of entries? Are there any guidelines?
Yeah, no, we're just asking people if you can do something that's to our theme, which is celebrating everyday heroes. Obviously, that would be it. But if you want to bring out the youth football team or the youth baseball team, the youth soccer teams, obviously, we have a lot of businesses put floats in and stuff like that. Just come out and celebrate. Now, we do throw candy in our parades. And so we want to, obviously parents, if you bring your kids out, just remember not to let them run out in the traffic. And if you're throwing candy, throw candy. Don't toss it where it falls next to the floats. And then, of course, with everything going on now, just keep in mind, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't, whatever you're comfortable with, but come out and enjoy and have a good time.
Sounds great. And I love, when we used to do the Golden Armor Parade, and and your first parade in 2019 was huge.
Yeah.
So we know a lot of people will come out for that. And just to get together, and it gives us a little bit of optimism.
Yeah.
To look forward to.
Come out of this. So yeah.
which is great. I was going to show the flyer here that we have, and you'll see these all around Radcliffe, and we'll also insert it electronically for you. But Toshi, tell us a little bit about the cultural festival. First, who had the idea, how it kicked off, and some of the events that are going to take place that day.
Well, I didn't know you were going to ask me who had the idea, because I really hate to I guess, brag on myself, but I'm going to have to. Usually JJ will say, well, Toshi kind of had that idea. So, but it's really been in the works for several years throughout talking with JJ the first time he ran for mayor, but he was mayor, and they had the summer blast already, so it just wasn't the right time. But it had been talked about, branding Radcliffe. What is Radcliffe? That's how it started. It started with the idea of how do we showcase what makes up Radcliffe, who makes up Radcliffe, and who we are. So, and it is our diversity. It is the different cultures. You know, we are a melting pot of Fort Knox. So what better way to showcase our city than to have a festival and allow the community to come out and have their own culture, their own heritage showcased, because we have a little section, kind of like what we like to say is like the Epcot Center of Disney, but this is the Epcot Center of Radcliffe Cultural Festival. So we do have different cultures represented in that center, okay, in the cultural center. Then we have a market vendor area, the vendor market. So that's just a variety of different vendors, crafters, businesses, nonprofits, services offered, just a variety of different vendors. And then we have a lot of food, different nationalities. We're trying to get a lot of variety of foods represented from all over the country. So that's the food vendor, but we also have a stage show. And in 2019, we didn't know what this was going to look like until it was over, right? And so we had 27 acts, yes, and we ended with the grand finale of the fireworks, which this year, our grand finale, thanks to them, we've got
but your grand
the
finale,
show.
I'm going to interrupt. The grand
Yes.
finale was very good because they had
The
fire
flags.
dancers.
We had
Oh,
fire
wow.
dancers, yes. We had fire dancers, so we had to wait till the end for that.
Now, which culture did they represent?
Guam. Tropical Skills, Guam. They did fire dancing,
Very
and then
cool
we
to
had
see.
the fire. Then we had the fireworks. So this year, again, coming off of COVID, again, this is kind of like doing it for the first time because it's a different location. It is at Freedom's Way and Lincoln Trail, whereas the last time it was in the Radcliffe Square Plaza. So this is a little bit different, but we're hoping that this is a constant. So we want to have continuity with the pancake breakfast, the parade, the festival, same location, and this continue to grow. And Jason will probably allude to this. They're going to do theirs annually, so we'll always be able to have this weekend of celebration in Radcliffe. We will start off at 10 o'clock after the parade. At 11, we have Aaron's Magic, the Magic Act. He's going to be there at 11. He'll do about 45 minutes of magic for the children as everybody's coming in off the parade, going through the vendors, getting some food. Then we'll have the mayor and Jeanette Stevens, one of our chair women. She is going to be coming back into town with our opening ceremony. So our mayor and what Jeanette has lined out is in remembrance of 9/11. So we do have a little special opening ceremony for that. When that is over, we will just go full swing into the festival itself.
Do you still have availability if other individuals want booths or anything like that?
We do, and on our Facebook page, we don't have a website, but the Radcliffe Cultural Festival Facebook page, there's applications, there's phone numbers, there's contacts for the parade, contacts for us, and so we're still taking vendors. It's $35 for a vendor. Come on. The cultural booths are free. So if you're representing a country or your nationality, it's free for that.
That's awesome. That is terrific. Jason, let's jump into the knife business. No. Tell us about this inaugural event. I'm going to hold up the flyer. We've got here this young lady is Allie Colleen, Ben Haggard, and of course Billy Ray Cyrus, a Kentuckian. So looks pretty exciting. Talk about this, how it came about, and what's going to take place.
The root of this really happened in 2018 when the city of Radcliffe was appointed the knife capital of Kentucky by the state senate. We were trying to think of something unique to kind of be a stand a lone event, fair, for to showcase us as the knife capital of Kentucky, and we being a case master dealer at Red Hill Cutlery, and we had already done an annual knife show in September. Got with Case and got sponsorship from Case to move forward to have an event, a larger event than what we typically would have, just the typical knife show. I guess it starts the 10th with the On the Rocks
That's what I interrupted
event.
you, but you did have John Michael Montgomery.
Yeah, we had
last
John
year
Michael
that-
Montgomery last year, and then COVID,
Yeah,
Right.
you know,
shut it down,
canceled
yeah.
it and took it away. Yeah,
Yeah.
last year would have been our first event, but you threw me off.
Sorry, September 10th.
The
September,
Jeep
yeah,
show.
September 10th is
I just want to
The
throw that out
is,
there.
is the Jeep drive-in and show and shine brought by Kentucky Jeep and Truck in Radcliffe. They're doing the Bourbon and Blade on the Rocks event, and it'll be headlined by Dylan Carmichael, who's John Michael's nephew,
Oh, I didn't know that.
and then local Kevin Jaggers will open for him. But it'll be a day of Jeeps, kind of like what Elizabethtown does with Cruising in the Heartland, and it's except it's just strictly a Jeep show. That'll kick off the weekend, and then it follows up with the knife show the following day. We open at 10 for our annual case show, and it'll run till 4 o'clock, and then at 5:30 is when the music starts with Allie Colleen, and then Ben Haggard will follow, and then Billy Ray will close. And we've got a day full of, we wish we could have had the meet and greets, but because of the COVID restrictions, we've had to cancel those. But there will be like limited edition knives available with Billy Ray Cyrus. He's going to sign them. He just can't be there in person to sign them. And I think I talked to Brent Gooden on the way here, and he's going to have a limited edition bottle for the event, and Billy Ray's going to sign those too. So there'll be some exclusive merchandise that you can get the day of the event with the artists. Just unfortunately, we can't do the meet and greets.
Now, will the Jeeps be parked all the way up and down?
We're going to park them everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yep.
Okay.
Everywhere we can stick one.
So you have to have a Jeep, but that's okay. If
Hey,
don't
you know,
have a Jeep.
anybody else can come.
Yeah,
We've got open
May not be
parking.
able to
and-
park up there, but
Right.
yeah, it'll be.
Yeah, I can still look at Jeeps.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, come check out some really neat Jeeps. There's a lot. They're coming in. I think there's a group coming out of Illinois, and a couple of groups coming out of Ohio, and then there's a large group coming out of Southern Indiana and Louisville. Voodoo Jeep Club, and they're going to actually help us volunteer to park and work the event too. So we're looking at around 3,500 to 5,000 Jeeps that day, if the weather permitting. So it'll be if you're into Jeeps, or you like looking at neat vehicles and custom vehicles, the Friday will be a big day for that.
What time does it start Friday?
The music starts at 5:30. The event actually starts at noon, but I'm looking for everybody once they get off of work. So probably around 5 o'clock.
Maybe you need to have a long barrage of Jeeps in the parade too.
I think so.
We've talked about
that's
some
a
of
good
that. So
idea.
yeah,
Talked about that.
yeah, they have 10,000 members, so I
I
don't.
was going to say, kind of like the Corvette Club and things.
Yeah.
With that venue, for those that may not be aware of that, what's the easiest way to access that area?
There'll be 3 nearby parking. One's at the base of the hill. Us and Red Hill and Boundary Oak sit on top of the hill. On the base of the hill, there's a Hampton Inn. There's a large parking area there that can probably accommodate probably 15 to 2,000 cars, maybe. Would you
I
guess?
don't know if it'd be that many, but yeah.
But and
There's a
then,
pretty good
That
lot
is
right
a
there.
lot.
There's a good sized lot past the Walmart neighborhood market that I don't know how many cars it'll hold. And then we have a 20 plus acre lot right beside Boundary Oak that'll be for parking. And we have some ideas that we're still beating around if there's overflow on how to maybe bus people in or get people in.
We
But,
have a connection with one of the property owners around it.
Oh, yeah. So that's
yeah.
food vendors, drink vendors, everything will be available that day as well.
Food vendors, yeah. Country Boy Brewing out of Georgetown will be handling the beer sales. They've got the exclusive on that. There'll be 6 food vendors from all over coming in, and then of course Brent will have his cocktails available at the event as well.
And will Boundary Oak be open to customers and to do tours and
Both
things?
Red Hill
Both?
and Boundary Oak will be open, yes.
Okay. I just think this is one of the fabulous ideas. I mean, JJ, ever since you got on the council and then became mayor, one of your goals was really community
Events.
festivals.
Yeah, and we did a ton of them together
Yeah.
over these years. But I think what's great about this and the way we've been able to do this is having two, obviously, that are sitting here that are enthusiastic about it. They're not doing it just because they feel like it. They're doing it because they really want to see good things happen for the community. As we got started here before the cameras turned on, we were talking about all of us being North grads, and so all of us, this is our home, and obviously we want to see successful things happen. We've all raised our kids here. We're raising our kids here, and we want to give them something to do, and being able to go out and enjoy and have a good time and do that. We obviously know that COVID has changed the way we do things, and so when you come out to this, we just want people to be responsible. If you want to come and have a good time, please come out and enjoy the time. But come out and be safe. The rules and regulations. Just do what you think is right and what's safe, and I think everybody will have a good time.
I was going to say, it's not a place to bring politics.
Exactly.
It's a place to have fun and celebrate together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing I do want to mention about Jason's event too, us partnering with him on that and stuff. So the city, we're handling the VIP tickets.
Oh, wonderful.
And so we have VIP tickets for sale. They're going fast, so if you still want some, we obviously still have some. But you can get those at ticketleap.com. And then when you go on there, search Billy Ray Cyrus or Bourbon and Blades, and it will bring up the thing. They're $75 a ticket. And the VIP, obviously the first question was it gets you in an area that is catered to the VIP area. You have direct access to drinks and stuff. You have your own bathroom area, and then you have preferred seating at the event.
Oh, nice.
And so one of the things that we're also telling people is we're not providing seats, so you need to bring your blankets, your lawn chairs, and be ready for that. I don't know, is there a certain time you're going to open up?
Yeah, is it going to open early or?
To let people
For the
sit or get their
Yes,
seat?
at noon.
Noon?
Yeah.
Okay. But they can still kind of go back and forth. Maybe somebody can kind of camp out.
Yeah, come to the knife show.
Yeah.
Go over to
over
the
there,
cultural
go to the
festival, and then
festival.
come back for the concert later.
Yeah.
Go to the Jeeps on
Exactly.
Friday.
There you go.
Go to night show.
Spend all day
Exactly.
spend all weekend in Radcliffe.
Well, and it is a great place. And I'm sure a lot of students from North Hardin will be helping out in different ways and things like that. Had any of the groups from the schools mentioned anything in regards to that yet?
Well, we have the band, I know, for obviously for the parade and stuff. I don't
We
know.
have North Hardin choir. They're going to be doing our grand finale at the end.
Oh, wonderful.
So
And you probably, JROTC, they usually give out, a lot of their young people come and help with things as well. With it being 9/11, all of us remember that day so well. You remember that moment? You remember watching television for the first time? For those of you, our camera person wasn't born at that time, but it really changed our lives. And I think it changed Radcliffe because of the closeness of Fort Knox. And it just changed everyone.
Well, obviously, HRC is named after, the Mod Center is named after the Colonel there that was obviously killed. And then, of course, our former garrison commander was in the Pentagon Center, T.J. Edwards, when it hit. And so you start looking at those connections of those that were located in the Pentagon or serving during that time. And obviously, we all probably know somebody that was touched or affected by it. So, yeah.
And you have the sculpture at the Veteran Cemetery.
One of the only in Kentucky.
Yeah, beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. I took my grandchildren there Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And it's moving.
And they have a ceremony scheduled that day as well. So.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, so you can just make it and also Sunday.
Yeah.
So we'll have to throw in another event on Sunday there, Jason, early, Maybe a brunch with mimosas.
There you go.
Anything else you want to share in regards to, well, Jason, first off, for those that may not know, the Knife Museum and your facility as well, what are some things for people that have never wandered in there or maybe they don't know about knives per se, what do they need to know about your facility?
Oh, Red Hill Cutlery is the largest knife store in the state of Kentucky. I think we're 5th largest in the United States. We have the Knife Museum, which is my father's collection, his life collection, and then also we have the Guinness World Record, world's largest pocket knife outside the front. That's certified. Yeah, we're official.
So people can come get their picture taken with Jason and the knife all in one, and it's national landmark. That's the next thing, right?
That's right. Yep. Hashtag world's largest pocket knife. It's
There you
out
go.
Yeah.
Toshi, serving as both a council member but also a committee chair, why is that important to you?
Like I said, this, Radcliffe is the melting pot. We are a very diverse city, and we want to celebrate that. Celebrate Radcliffe, okay? Celebrate who we are. We have a wonderful group of people. JJ alluded to it earlier. This is not a city function. This is an all-volunteer committee of council members, but also just the community members that have said, we want to do this, we're going to do this, and that's what makes it work, is to get people excited, get people involved, and you have to keep doing that to make it an annual event. You don't want to just do it one year and then you don't know if you're going to do it the next. The collaboration, when we first, our date's always going to be the second Saturday in September. When JJ first called, what is your date? Because Jason Basham, the Bashams, they're thinking about doing this. Well, the great thing is, then we all spoke. Then we all spoke and said, we can make this one, just wonderful weekend for our city. And we've kind of talked a little bit, even going forward, what is that going to look like? Because we want something to grow and grow and grow. And I've talked to some folks today, even in my own office earlier, they have hotel reservations already right next to one of the hotels there next to the Hill Cutlery before this event. So they want to be right there. So that's nice. And so I'm sure that's part of tourism, obviously, part of bringing people to our city, and putting people in our hotels, spending their dollars here in our community, but also seeing what we have to offer. You talked about Sunday. Sunday, people can go to Saunders Springs. We have a natural preserve at Saunders Springs, nature preserve at Saunders Springs. That's in Radcliffe. It's beautiful, picnics, creek. There's a lot to do here, and the more that we celebrate what we have and the more we can showcase what we have, it's just going to be a bigger attraction every year.
And I love your T-shirt too, Mayor JJ. That is awesome.
Yeah, so I had a full suit on. That's why I have suit pants. If you see that. But Toshi made sure I put my I Heart Radcliffe shirt on, which we all got some. But
are those available that day?
I may have to have some made, but
There you go.
Typically we always have them. The city guys have them, council members and stuff, and so I don't know. We may have to throw some out when they're on the float. I don't know. We'll see.
Do you all have shirts for your Bourbon and Blaze?
Sure do.
Awesome. Yeah. So it just sounds like a wonderful weekend.
I just want to say, to wrap up, these guys, obviously they'll tell you nothing's ever perfect behind the scenes, as we all know. There's been some crying, some shouting, some yelling, but it's what makes it unique and what makes the passion behind what we're doing. And so, I want to obviously thank Jason and the Basham family and Brent Gooden for putting all this together. Case, all the sponsorships, obviously, Radcliffe Fort Knox Tourism, obviously, putting dollars behind this. And then, of course, the Cultural Festival Committee, Toshi and Pam are council members, and then their committee that obviously puts it together. And then, of course, everybody with my staff and everywhere from Ashley down, because everybody has to do something.
Exactly.
And then, of course, our council for giving me the opportunity to work and give me the freedom to do these things. So, so it's always a good thing.
I lived in Radcliffe the first 5 years of my marriage, absolutely loved it. Now I'm back in Rineyville again. But it's really easy to get to Radcliffe. And 3 main roads take you in there from the south, and a number of roads bring you in from the north. So you're looking for everybody far and wide, right?
Yeah,
Right, Dave?
yep. I think
right
we'll have a
off
good
65, nice access there. So everybody come out.
Mullets are welcome.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? My son-in-law has a mullet, and my daughter and son-in-law have Jeeps. So
Yeah, we tried to get Jason to grow one. He
wouldn't do it.
He couldn't get him to do it.
Jason,
So yeah,
you could rock the mullet look. You really could. I mean,
Thank you.
you could do it. Maybe a fake one. Oh, it's okay. Again, look at these flyers. Please, please, please go out, participate that day, September 10th, September 11th in Radcliffe. Be there. Don't be square. I know that's really corny, but thank you all again for joining me, and let's just go out and have a great, fun weekend.
thank you.
Thank you, Gina.
Thanks. Okay.